living on the far side of town, sharing a dream with anyone. She's made it through heaven, she's made it through hell. It's just another story to tell. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen, filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights, making up a bar queen on the phone in the great big boulevard, the place she belongs. It's just another story she tells. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen, filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights, through Hollywood nights, through Hollywood nights. You always looked after me, brother, when we were children. You always had my back. You took all the blame when our father caught us doing things that drove him mad. Through the years I could lean on you when I messed up. I'd call you in the night, but I broke too many promises and we split up. Though I still need ya, you gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down. It's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I can use your helping hand tonight. I wanna say that I'm sorry. I got sidetracked and I left you in the cold. I've seen your side of the story. I felt the drawback. My mistake took its toll. Finally, I have realized I was dead wrong. I wasn't thinking straight. No more lies, and from here on out I'll be better, 'cause I still need ya. You gotta save me now. I'm slipping so far down. It's only you I trust to set me free from this. I don't know how I got into this awful spot. I don't know where it ends, so I can use your helping hand tonight.
From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. Hey yo, heart of a villain beats hard in the centrifuge. Bearded BP, 100 interviews. All it takes is 2 mics and 1 line. This is Bearded Villains podcast worldwide. Driving cross countries, getting ball tires. Fam across ponds, always inspired. Chapters connect, and then it's on fire. Check your phone, cause BV is like a live wire. They said that we couldn't do it and that another could. Never underestimate the power of brotherhood. Every bro, every chapter, every caption. Heart of a villain, bro. Lights, camera, action. Action, action, action. Let's go. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart of a villain, it's the heart of a villain. From the start to the finish, go hard and we winning. It's the heart.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday night, not any longer. What's supposed to be Thursday is now Tuesday this week. I've confused everybody, including myself, but welcome to episode 101 of The Heart of a Villain, the podcast and live stream devoted to the Bearded Villains Worldwide Brotherhood and the lives they are changing all over the world. What a 2 weeks it has been, boys and girls. Let me start with a huge thank you to everybody who made episode 100 so awesome. It was this huge relief, a huge stress ball that just unwound throughout the night. And then halfway through the night, as you know, with technical difficulties, wrapped itself all around me again. And then at the end of the night, I just let loose and didn't care and let things go where they went. And what a day it was. What a following week it was after that. It's been a time. It's been a bit, guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. Episode 101. And no end in sight. No end in sight. But seriously, thanks to everybody who made that episode 100 such an awesome time. Congratulations to the winners of the raffles that we had. Those prizes should be going out in the next, if they're not already on their way, should be going out in the next week or so. Anybody who purchased one of the limited edition gold patches, the 100th episode gold patches that are numbered, those will be going out this week. As many of you know, last week I was out of town. As a matter of fact, 12 hours after the 100th episode, I was skipping town for a week-long vacation celebrating my 25th anniversary, and that was a awesome time down in Florida. Got to take in a really good view of the ocean, and one of the places that we stayed had a balcony that overlooked the ocean directly and was able to sleep with the patio open, falling asleep and waking up with the waves crashing all around it. It was just awesome. So that's where I was last week when I did not have the episode 101 on the normal time, but I did warn everybody. It wasn't going to happen. Now, I thought that I was going to be able to churn out this episode 2 days ago, so I do apologize for that. It just means more work for me because now I have episode 102 coming on this weekend, but we'll get into all that in just a few minutes. So, again, thank you guys so much for being here, and thanks for your continued support. With episode 101, we are going to talk to 2 brothers from the West Virginia chapter who've been working their butts off for this upcoming weekend's East Coast meet. Now, many people are aware that East Coast meet last year was canceled because of COVID, and so because it's such a huge event, very well attended, and it's been a great event in years past. I'm so excited to see it come back. My first East Coast meet was 2 years ago in Pennsylvania. And I'm here to tell you that those boys in Pennsylvania put on a great show, very well organized, had a great time with it. So you West Virginia boys have got your work cut out for you. Got your work cut out for you. But I know you're going to live up to it, especially after talking to them this week. And there's so many surprises that they didn't even. I tried, guys. I tried to get them to release some of the surprises that they've got in store for us, but they didn't want to budge. They didn't want to budge. So we'll see. We'll see. 2 more days, and I'll be there. And I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to see everybody that's going to be there at East Coast Meet. And, just another chance to hang out with some awesome brothers and enjoy the time. So can't wait to see you guys that are there. Let's take a second to greet everybody that I can see that's in the chat room right now and say hello to everybody who is at least aware and present to know that I was going to surprise everybody here on a Tuesday night with episode 101. Mr. George is in the house. Can't wait for this episode. Yeah. East Coast Meets. It's fun to talk to these guys and hear a little bit about what if some of you guys haven't been paying attention, some of this information will surprise you about what we've got, what they have planned coming up this weekend and what we have in store for us that are going to be in attendance. Ron, how you doing today? Good to see you here as well. Joker's in the house as well as Mr. Parsons. Thank you guys for being here. Ryan, how you doing? No, Ryan. Ryan and I were chatting about Mr. Larry's behavior. Larry Robinson, you're going to hear from him in just a few minutes. Yes, I was able to edit Mr. Larry. And he'll get a kick out of that too. So no new news there with him for sure. But yes, Ryan, I was able to do that. Thank you guys so much, those of you who are here. If you are watching after the fact, thank you for being here as well. If you're listening on a standard podcast platform, thank you also for being here. If this is your first time being here, boys and girls, I would like to tell you to do this little thing here. Click that subscribe button, because then you will get all the notifications when the new podcast episodes go live. And as you know, I do a countdown timer, so it should give you plenty of time to be notified. Go get your popcorn and chill out for a few minutes while the podcast is ramping up and getting ready to go, so you don't miss it. Okay. So I just want to do a quick review, and then I'll get into a couple merch items here. But as many of you know, we ramped into episode 100 it was a week ago Friday. And everything that ramped into that, we had the sale that was released earlier that week of the 100th episode gold patches. These are metallic gold. I was hoping that we would sell out of these patches right away, but there's still a few lingering. So if you have not picked up one of these patches yet, there are still a handful available. They are limited numbered patches. You'll get a card with them, and you don't want to miss out, because once they're gone, they're gone. They will not be made again, but the light doesn't really do much. They're shimmering a little bit in this camera angle, but they're really, really cool. Very bold, bright gold, metallic gold print. So these puppies are still available. There's a handful still out there. Anything that you guys support me with, obviously, it turns right back around into this podcast. So some people had asked earlier, and I covered it on episode 100 as well. The proceeds that come from that patch are turned right back into this podcast. So there's some upgrades for equipment that I have to take care of so that I can do some things down the road, but also so that I can continue to do the things I'm already doing. As many of you know that watched episode 100, there were a few glitches, and every so often it happens. And the reason it happens is because there's some updating that needs to be done to my system. And so I wanted to be able to do that. So that's where the proceeds are that going. So if you haven't picked one up yet, grab one. If you want to give one as a gift, great. If you want to grab a second or a third, that would be a huge help as well. or just be here to watch and listen. That is its own way of support, and I cannot thank you enough for being here. If you don't know me, every once in a while I like to remind you who I am. I'm BP from the Bearded Villains, Northern Indiana, but also the host of The Heart of a Villain, and we are on episode 100. Now, let's take care of a few merch items here. One of the things before I forget, now I do apologize to my brothers in Tampa Bay because they do have a current sale on an Alzheimer's shirt. I was not able to get that picture up here in time to share it on the screen, but I do want to take a second to tell you that they have a purple Alzheimer's shirt, Alzheimer's awareness shirt that they're selling right now. I believe it's still active. If you hit up the Tampa Bay Bearded Villains, ask them about that shirt. You need to grab one. It has their really, really awesome chapter logo on the front. It has some stuff on the back of it, some wording. It's an awesome shirt. Grab one if you can, but go direct to the Tampa Bay Bearded Villains or Souk. Just search them out if you don't know them. S-U-K-E. I won't say the other part of it, but hit him up and or hit the Tampa Bay Bearded Villains up to grab one of those shirts. So I did want to make sure I covered that because I did not have a slide for them already made up, but I will for the next episode if the shirt is still available at that time. A couple of things that I do have from previous episodes made up. The Lakeshore Bearded Villains, I believe they still have their X Factor patch for sale, $10, lakeshorevillains.com. Also, I believe we're still raising money, and they're still selling the Louisiana Hurricane Relief shirts, I think. Probably not a whole lot longer, but we'll see. LouisianaBeardedVillains.com. LouisianaBeardedVillains.com is where you want to go for those. They start at $20.75. Remember, this is to raise some monies to help out brothers and people affected by the recent hurricane down in Louisiana. And then don't forget, this is going to be one of those things, guys, that you're going to become kind of lackadaisical about it. And you're going to forget, and you're going to miss out. Remember, every single month for basically the foreseeable future, long into next year, there are going to be 2 new puzzle patches released representing 2 chapters in an effort to make a huge autism puzzle that they all join together with. And so this month still, we have Bearded Villains of Indiana available at bvin.bigcartel.com. And then we have the Chesapeake Bay patch it's available on the Nova site. Pay attention there. It's available on Nova site at bvnova.bigcartel.com. That's the Bearded Villains Chesapeake Bay and Indiana patches, $9 plus shipping. Do not miss out. You don't want to be that guy that has like 18 of these patches, but you're missing out on a whole handful of them, and you have holes in your puzzle. You don't want that. You don't want to be that. So don't let that be you. And then lastly, I just mentioned this a few minutes ago, there are still a handful of these around, still out. Everybody that currently had one on order, those are going out this week. So if you are waiting on your patch or patches, those are going out this week, unless you also ordered a shirt. Now, if you ordered a shirt, I would like to send them out together. However, if you do want to have the patch sent first, send me a message, drop me a line, let me know, and I can go ahead and send the patch out beforehand if you're interested. But the shirts have to be made up. So if you're still waiting on one of those, that's why the patches are going out this week. Sorry for the delay, but as I said, I was out of town last week and needed it. We needed it. Needed to take some time off. So those patches are going out next week. Or I'm sorry, this week as we speak. So let's get in to the meat and potatoes of this episode. I reached out and spoke with Jake and Larry from the West Virginia chapter of the Bearded Villains. Now, as most of you know, Parkersburg is where the party's going to be this weekend for ECM. Now, I'm here to tell you guys, sounds to me, pay special attention during this interview when they talk about the venue, okay? Because when they start talking about the venue, you're going to want to pay special attention to this, because this venue that they have set up is unlike any other venue that I've ever been to or heard of another Bearded Villain event being at. I'm saying. So, very cool stuff in store. It sounds like they've pretty much arranged for us to have free reign over the building, and no curfew that you have to be out by midnight or anything like that for basically the weekend. So both the meet and greet and the event are at the same place. It's going to be an awesome time, guys. But I want to share with you my interview with Larry and Jake, and I'm stoked, man. I'm hearing what they've got in store. You can feel the energy in their voices, and like I said, I do apologize. I was not able to pull out of them any extra surprises, really, other than the details specific to the venue that was actually news to me. I didn't know about, but I hope you enjoy this. My interview with Larry and Jake about upcoming ECM. Okay, boys and girls, this week we have ECM. For those not educated or don't know any better, that is the East Coast Meet. Such a fun week. I went to it 2 years ago, my first time out being to the East Coast Meet, and it was amazing. And I'm really looking forward to it this week. So this week, we're going to bring in a couple of bros talking to us a little bit about the East Coast Meet, and we're going to learn a little bit more about them if you didn't already know. So, welcome to the podcast, Larry and Jake. Larry and Jake, how you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
We're good. Thanks for having us.
Oh, man, I am excited. I'm stoked, man. Just piggybacking off of Miami just last month, and then we roll into this thing. And we got a few more events where we can hang out with some more bros before the end of the year. But we'll get into this thing that you guys have tackled, that is ECM, after a year off and everything like that. But first, Larry, let's do a quick introduction for those for anybody who does not know who you are, and then we'll get to Jake. But Larry, tell us a little bit about yourself, BV journey, all that fun stuff.
West Virginia, obviously. Been in for 2 years, well, over 2 years now. Came in and ended up getting an officer spot as the operations officer. And it's been rough, especially with ECM coming up. It's been a whole year of planning. And it's been fun, but it's been nerve-wracking at the same time. Planning an event this big is stressful. And it's definitely taken its toll, but it's all going to be worth it. I've met a lot of great guys in our chapter, and the first ECM I had was ECM 19 in PA. I believe that's your first ECM as well. And it was great. Loved it. Couldn't wait to go to the next one, and then COVID happened, and we all got pushed back, and we finally pushed this one through, and we're really excited with everything we've got going on.
Awesome stuff. Okay, we're going to flip over to Jake by the magic of technology. Jake, tell us a little bit about you and what you got going, your BV journey here so far.
All right. As Larry said, obviously, West Virginia chapter. I was brought into the chapter at the very end of 2018. My twin brother is actually in our chapter. He's our chapter scout, and he joined a little bit before I did, and he brought me in. So if nothing else has ever come from BV, it has brought my brother and I closer now than we ever have been. So it's totally been worth it. But I've just gotten to know so many wonderful people. I couldn't ask for a better experience. I got brought into the sergeant position in about the middle of 2019, so I dove right into it. And basically, if you've bought any merch from our chapter in the last 2 years, anything other than a shirt, it's come from my house. So a lot of you've probably seen my name at one point or another. So, but we're really looking forward to this. We've put a lot of work into it. It's been almost a year now in the planning, so we're definitely ready to kick this off and have a good time with everybody.
Yeah, I am so excited, guys, because as you know, like you said, Larry, 2019 was my first ECM, and it was
Me too.
and in a lot of ways, it was neat because myself and another brother of mine from my chapter, formerly my former chapter, Central Indiana, BVIN, went out there, and it was his first time going to a multi-chapter meet too. And just to see the way that the Pennsylvania guys ran things, represented and set things up, and it's always neat when you can see a really well-run event. And it looked on the outset, at least from my perspective, seeing one of those, the very first one that I actually went to was, believe it or not, of the huge multi-chapter events was Puerto Rico in the World Meet, and then so I've actually been able to see some things really well run, thankfully, a few times over, and so I was excited to hear when you guys, after the the COVID year that we had, that you guys were chosen for or stepped up. I don't know how that happened. Well, let's talk about that for a second. How did
Maybe a little both.
how did West Virginia end up with? I don't know. I mean, you guys can choose who to speak to about this one, but how did West Virginia end up with ECM?
We kind of were told that there was a good chance that we could get it because there weren't very many chapters in the running for it. We were already in the running for the following year. They already knew that we had started putting in the legwork. And we already had so many things in the works and so many things planned. And we had already looked at venues. We had already thought up different merch ideas and everything. And it was all stuff that could be moved if need be.
Chapters will find, when they go to present their case for ECM, pre-planning is the way to go. Have it planned out, have a schedule already, and it'll be a much better chance of you getting the position if you can present that ahead of time. So it's something to keep in mind.
We had everything down, like from where we wanted to have it to the things that we wanted to do. Schedules already set up, when we wanted to have everything done. Just what we had, all the legwork was done.
Wow.
We have guys that were checking on this monthly, going back and saying, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And then if something by chance didn't work out, there was another option to put in its place. And it fell into place after COVID slowly calmed down.
Okay, so take me back then. Did you guys both come into the officer fold, into your officer positions at the same time, like with an election time period, or did it?
I think
staggered?
I started a year before in the officer position. Larry, you just became operations this past year, correct?
At the beginning of the year, we did elections again, but I actually took over midterm.
That's right.
Okay.
I took over midterm because the operations officer we had before was having personal dealings and decided to step back, and we needed somebody to step up. And I said, well, hell, I'll do it. There was a quick vote, and I was there.
Sometimes we jump before we think fully, and to realize how much
that was definitely a jump before I thought.
But that's great, though. That's great. So for those people who have never tried this, and I'm getting a little bit of it right now in the last 6 months since we started our new chapter since our chapter came to fruition in November, and then just in the last 4 months, really, trying to prepare ourselves to host our first big event coming up in October. But it's not a regional, event like yours is going to be that's looked at and there's expectations. ECM's one of those events that it's, there's an expectation to it. But I've seen a little bit on my end as far as the preparation, what's required for, to get a beard comp in order and, your venue and start getting all that in place. But what for you guys, was there one part of this planning process that really surprised you how difficult it was to get things in order?
I mean, I don't want to speak for Larry, but honestly, what has surprised me the most about this entire process is not what has been difficult about it, but how well the entire group has come together through all of it. When you have an event this size, you almost are going to expect things to fall apart sometimes. And we have a pretty large chapter. I mean, our chapter started in November of 2017 with only 7 guys. And now we have 31 patched villains and 45 total members in this chapter. So when you have that many people, you tend to expect there to be some issues, and it's almost been anything but. Everybody has been willing to step up. We constantly have guys saying, "Hey, what do you need me to do? What can I do?" And a lot of times we just have to say, "Well, nothing today."
Yeah.
Just be ready when you get there, because there's going to be plenty of work at the event. But when you have so many guys asking to help that you have to turn them away sometimes, that's encouraging. So
I had no idea.
communication with your chapter is definitely a big deal. And don't necessarily just keep it with a select couple people. Listen to your chapter. Just because a guy's not patched yet or not an officer doesn't mean that he's not going to give you wonderful ideas for the event you're about to have. So just go in with an open mind.
Yeah, we've got hopefuls that bounce ideas off of us all the time, and we even did Relay for Life. We just did Relay for Life, and we had hopefuls show up for it. It was nice. They came, showed up, helped out. I came when I got off work. People showed up when they could, helped do the luminaries and stuff. And as far as planning for ECM, anytime that we would have a deficit in ideas, all we had to do was go to our chapter chat and say, "Hey, does anybody have an idea for this?" And instantly you'd have this idea, this idea, this idea. Hopeful step up and be like, "Do you need me to do this? Do you need me to do this?" And
Absolutely.
Everybody came together to plan all this out.
I love hearing that. And I think there's a hidden positive outcome to that as well. And that is, that only works if the people in the leadership are willing to put egos aside, are willing to, accept the fact that it's not always going to be about my ideas. And just because I'm captain, co-captain, or whatever I am, or I'm on a committee, or I've been around for 3 years or 5 years, it's, for that you guys have had the organizational piece of the pie that's willing to open up things and say, "Hey guys," and then take some of that advice to heart. It says a lot, I think, about the leadership of your chapter. So I think that's awesome to hear.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it's not ECM hosted by West Virginia leadership. It's hosted by the West Virginia chapter. So
Yeah.
it's taken everybody in this chapter to make this happen. So
Yeah, all of our guys are ready for the meet and greet, especially the new guys. All of our new hopefuls, they're ready to meet other chapters, and some of them know the local-ish chapters like Ohio and some of the Smoky Mountain guys or Tennessee, but they're excited to meet ones that are a little bit further out. And they're
Yep.
also excited because they know when it comes down to the beard competition and the raffles and the auction and all that stuff that's going to be going on Saturday night, they know they're getting put to work.
And
Yeah.
willingly.
Yeah,
Yes.
they want to do something. Yeah, that's good.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so take me through, and this is for either one of you guys. You guys can pick. You can split up the duties here, whatever you want to do. But take me through what guys can expect. I don't know if you want to keep some things under wrap as surprises for the weekend.
There are quite a few surprises.
This just to keep you guys, just to let you know, this podcast is going to air. The plan would be for it to air Tuesday night, so it would give guys potentially 2 days notice of anything. But also just to promote for anybody that's the other positive thing about that is it lets people know that are still on the fence. Do I really want to do I have time? Can I make the time? Can I force myself to take time off work for that or whatever? So can I
Oh,
move
they
things
definitely
around?
want to take time off.
Okay,
Mhm.
so try not. I know you may want to keep a few things secret, but give us some lead in here. So starting, I guess, with Friday, when people are coming into town. I know we've already talked. I'm coming in Thursday, but starting with Friday, what can we expect as visitors to West Virginia coming into town for ECM?
Potholes,
Yeah, bad road conditions.
lots of mountains.
I'll let Larry give the full breakdown, but before he does that, I want to throw out something that we didn't even know ahead of time when we booked this venue, and the
Oh
building
yeah,
that this venue is in, and it ended up working out perfectly. The building that this venue is in built an entire rage room, paintball room. I think what
Nerf.
else is there, Larry? There's
There's supposed to be a Nerf battle area.
a Nerf battle area. All this stuff is in the building of the venue that we're going to be in both
The
days.
next floor up.
Oh my gosh!
And we had no idea.
No,
So,
he said that we've been working on this and we've been pushing it back, but it's going to be ready for you guys.
Wow.
it just literally fell into our lap. It could not have been a more perfect
We
setup.
were really thinking about, we need to bring something else in. We've got the live music on Friday. We've got the DJ on Saturday when the comp's not going on. We need something else. We need a wow factor or something to keep everybody entertained. And I'm probably going to bring my projector and set up for. I'll probably personally set up for the fight if I can get the Wi-Fi signal there. That way, while everybody's doing everything else or they're watching the comp or whatever, I can play the fight off to the side.
Okay.
But it's
I guess we
we,
kind of
we
jumped
were
around a
really
little bit there.
we were really looking for that little something extra to keep people entertained.
Yeah.
And he came up with, hey guys, by the way, up on the second floor, we've got all this set up and it's going to be available.
Wow. So is the plan? I mean, let's get back to that in just a second. Let's start with.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No. That's great. That's great. Now we know where we're going with the conversation here. So Larry, start us off with Friday location, what people can expect, meet and greet stuff, and then move us on through Saturday.
All right. Meet and greet's going to be at the venue at the Dill Center on Market Street. Anybody who's gone through or looked at the flyers, they're in the East Coast room, knows the address is right there at the bottom in the center. If you don't know, Google the Dill Center, Parkersburg, West Virginia. The hotel, one of the hotels is right down the street, like a block or two away. The other one's a mile and a half or less. And then there's another one that's a half a mile away. So everybody's close. So the meet and greet will be at the Dill Center. There will be a live band there. Everybody can show up. There will be a bar in the front, food trucks, God willing, the food trucks will be available. They do have a kitchen inside the bar as well.
The food trucks have been about the only struggle we've had.
Okay.
Yeah, the food trucks have. We've had fall throughs, breakthroughs, fall throughs, breakthroughs, and
There is food at the venue, but we wanted to add a few different options. So
Good.
yeah, he's been trying to beef up his kitchen to make sure he can keep up, but we still wanted the food trucks for the extra options and stuff.
I
Okay.
booked us a live band for Friday night. They're a classic rock, I guess, cover band. I've seen them more than once. They're
The
incredible.
Rocks.
Just fun guys to watch. And I contacted them and they said, absolutely, that sounds like a blast. So they're coming from where I live, which is about an hour and a half from Parkersburg, but
And
they're
what,
super stoked to come to the event. So
what are they called?
it's
Rocks.
Rocks Band, ROX.
Rocks Band. All right.
And I believe on Facebook it's Rocks Band WV. If you look them up, you'll see them on there.
Yeah.
Cool.
But they're on the flyer too. So
Okay. All
But
right.
yeah, we'll be doing the hangout, of course, the drinking, the having fun. There will be a couple of vendor tables. You know, you'll have your usual merch tables, our merch tables. Anybody who bought their stuff, go find Jake. We'll be making sure we're still registering people because I know some people are waiting until the event to register for the beard comp. Please register on Friday. Don't do it last minute. But we'll be doing all that throughout the night. Everybody will be pretty much just getting together and hanging out. And then everybody can disperse, do their own thing. You know, we'll probably be hanging out and talking shit all night long and just
yeah. The good part about this venue, I'm not trying to jump in on you there, sorry. One of the reasons why we chose this venue also is it's not attached to a hotel. So we're not going to have, a noise ordinance. We basically were told that we could stay in this venue till 2 or 3 a.m. both nights if we wanted to. If
Nice.
people just
one
wanted to
side's a
stay there and
parking
hang out.
garage, the other side is a
So-
store that'll be closed.
Oh wow.
It's not going to be a
Great.
9:30, 10 o'clock quiet time being in a hotel. So we
Yeah,
have
and
that
the
on
guy
our
who
side.
owns the building, it's all the floors, so there's nobody else in the building besides us.
All right. What are you saying about 9:30, 10 o'clock? There's some of us get tired at that time of night.
Well, I'm not saying I won't be ready to go to sleep by then, but
Okay. All right. So
Ready and willing are two different things.
that's true. All right. So that gets us through Friday. Take us into Saturday.
All right, Saturday, everybody will be getting together, breakfast, whatnot. They can do their own thing. Noon, right down the road from the venue is Point Park. It's literally right down the road and one block over. There's the flood wall for Parkersburg. Right on the outside of the flood wall along the river is Point Park. That is where we will be doing our big group shots and everything at noon.
Okay.
Following that, giving everybody a chance to go do whatever you want to, grab a bite if you didn't already, which who knows. 2 o'clock, I believe, Jake.
yeah, I think
Two-
too. But chances are, we'll have the doors probably open and people can filter in before then if need be.
Yeah, as soon as we leave the photo shoot, most likely.
Yeah,
But
we'll probably have some guys still stay back anyway. So.
yeah, but noon will be the photo shoot. Then back to the venue, like 2 o'clock. Just say 2 o'clock, and then it'll be from 2 to 5, 6-ish, somewhere in there. Whenever we can get started, the raffle tables will be set up. You'll have the auction items there for everybody to look at, glance over. Come buy tickets, spend your money. It's all going to a great cause. The beer competition will start. Then there will be an intermission. In the middle, we will do the 50-50 drawing, which there will be tickets available. You can get with one of us, one of our guys. They'll direct you to who to go to, hopefully. You can probably find them at the raffle table. But there will be a 50-50 drawing and an intermission for people to get drinks or step outside or whatever you need to do. Then we'll finish off the beard comp. We'll do all the raffles at the end of the night while they're tallying all their scores. We'll do the award ceremony. I've got one last trophy to do, and then they're done. We'll do the award ceremony, and then we'll wind down and do the auction where we go ahead and get rid of all the stuff that we have accumulated or have had donated or have in some way acquired. And then
There's
that'll
gonna
be that.
A lot of auction items.
Yeah.
So did I hear you right though? You're gonna have you're doing a raffle and then auction items too?
Yeah, we're doing the ticket drop raffle where you come by, you buy the tickets all for $1. You drop however many tickets you want to in each items thing.
Yeah.
We've got Pawpo sponsored the beard competition. He gave all the prizes for the winners.
Wow.
I made the bags to put all the prizes in. I made the trophies for the comp, and I made a bunch of items to go in the raffle. This will be with the jars.
Very cool. Yeah, it's so well done. Good job on that.
Yeah, and we've
Laser
had
engraving.
several items donated to us from just several
Other
different
chapters.
that have said, "Hey, I'd like to donate this for a raffle item." Or some of the bigger items we decided to do actual auctions for. Try to maybe raise a little bit more money with those stuff that we think might be a little bit more on the higher end.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we'll be doing the ticket drop raffle. Will be going on from the time the doors open ish till the end of the comp. At the end of the comp, while they're doing the award ceremony, we're gonna do all the drawings, pull all the tickets for everything that we've got out there. And then after the award ceremony, we're going to do the auction and get rid of all of it.
Awesome.
And
as much as we can.
After that, it's going to be a fun night. But yeah, we've got a ton of stuff to raffle and auction, and we've got prize packs for the raffle from multiple beard companies that I was in contact with. Said we'd love to donate a pack to you. We'd love to donate a gift set to you. So they all sent a big box of stuff.
Great.
A few different rings from Rotten Bones.
Yeah, if you'll notice, right in the middle of the flyer, you can see down at the bottom, we put his little logo down in there, so he didn't feel left out.
Yep.
He's there. That's a good company.
Yep.
Then that's going to be a long night, but that's pretty much it. Saturday, it's going to be a long night.
Well, and Saturday the same as Friday. Just because the beer competition ends doesn't mean everybody has to leave. So we have
the building's ours.
2 or 3 in the morning. So however late
the building is ours.
That's awesome. That'll be nice and refreshing to some. I mean, because we have you do have that scatter effect at the end of a beard comp, and everybody kind of lays around for a bit. We're like, where are we going to go now? Well, go to this bar over here or this bar, and guys just kind of scatter. So,
no, there's no need to feel obligated to take off just because the comp's over. Hang out.
Great.
We're there until the doors are done.
Great.
Well, that's been kind of well, at least what I've been telling everybody since the beginning of us being awarded this is, we're not necessarily trying to impress anybody. We're just trying to give an event for everybody to spend time together. It's been a crazy year and a half to where we've not really been able to spend time together. So we're going to take advantage of that. It's not the fanciest venue, but we're all going to be together. And that's what we want out of this.
It's definitely not the fanciest venue, but it's our venue completely. We rented out the entire floor except for the bar, but the bar is accessible to us. But we took the entire floor. So, like I said, nobody needs to feel obligated to take off after the competition, hang out, drink, party, be with your friends. I mean, besides the couple of smaller events that I know we've been able to have, Smoky Mountains 3-year, Knox Villains, a couple of other small events here and there. This is the big one that everybody usually hopes for, and it's finally back in action.
Mm-hmm.
And come party. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Just come out and have a good time. Let all that stress from COVID and all that, just let it go.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I absolutely loved about when we went down to Miami. You could literally just see the strain and the stress and whatever it was that was holding people back over the last several months. You could just see it wash over them. Being around the brothers and hanging out for that first time for many people. And I know there was a bunch of people. We saw the numbers kind of dwindle in the Miami chat as it got closer, that due to some new, COVID restriction locally or whatever it was for them, and or something came up with family, a bunch of people had to change their plans and weren't able to make that. But they are very well planning on coming to East Coast Meet. And it's a much more centralized location, and it works out really well. I think it's kind of the perfect time for it to be in West Virginia, because even though it's
Perfect
technically
weather.
the East Coast Meet, it's West Virginia, and so many
Right.
people can get there within. I was surprised myself when I mapped it out a few months back that to realize how much closer it
Yeah,
was
you're
than I
not
thought
that
it was.
far.
So
We're really not that far from anybody on the
Yeah.
East Coast.
yeah.
Yes,
I wouldn't even
everybody
think
can
of-
get to us
Centrally
fairly
located.
easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of West Virginia truly as East Coast. It's almost because you're so close to the Midwest. I mean, it's like it's
Right.
We're the stepchild.
You are, yeah. You're that little weird shaped state that gets misplaced and gets lost and
Pretty much.
in between all the other ones. But I know what that's like being in Indiana. So
Well, and another thing about ECM is, like, or any big meet really, it's for a lot of people, these events are church. This is where they go. Like, most people, they deal with the stresses of their life, and that's one thing I've noticed about Bearded Villains is, to a lot of people, this is church. This is where you go. This is how you relieve your stress. You come up to a meet to be with people that you might not have even met before, that you don't know. But when you come in, everybody calls you brother. Everybody calls you family.
Yep.
You go in, it's daps, high fives, hugs. It's family. And the moment you get into that situation, stress is gone. Everything sheds off of you. The stressors and the tension from your weeks away or your weeks out at work and in your personal life, all that just kind of fades away and melts off of you. And that's the best thing about these meets. And it's one thing that I am so happy about is when I found this, it was like when I used to go do stuff with my brothers in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first brotherhood that I found where everybody truly comes together and I can feel like I'm a part of a real group of people.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I'm so proud that we're hosting this year.
Well, boys, I can't say enough about how excited I am. Just a few days away, and I get to do 2 podcasts this week. I get to do this one, and I get to do the next one where I will actually be doing interviews while at the event.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be trying to walk around and talk to guys, so to get some more feedback on some things and do some live footage and whatnot from the event. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see. I've learned my lesson not to try and do a live podcast session do an actual broadcast from the meet and greet site after that
Yeah.
failed me
You
more
can't
times
trust
than
us.
not. So And you know what? It wasn't the brothers that did it. It's usually the venue's Wi-Fi that conks out on me, and it's
Yeah, well,
unreliable
that'll
enough that
happen.
I can't do it. So, but well, is there anything else? Any kind of teasers? Any kind of
Actually,
give us
I
something here to
don't
make
know.
people wet their whistle a little bit here.
I've talked to quite a few people about this, and anybody who's seen Fred's post or his when they added the story to the Bearded Villains Instagram, some people noticed it, others didn't. I had people messaging me going, "What is this surprise? What is this surprise?" And then I
Exactly what
had
it
people
is. It's a
going,
surprise.
"Hey, what is this?" And they put the picture up. They sent me the screenshot of it, and I was surprised by how many people just noticed the words. And then I had people like Red and then send me a screenshot and a circle around the little spot on the left, and they were like, "What is this? Why is this blacked out?" And I'm like, "You'll see when you get there. He said it's a
Not a
surprise for a
surprise.
reason."
Yeah. All right.
But we have a lot of surprises coming up.
All right. So just be prepared to be surprised. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only other thing I want to mention before we finish up is the charity that we're doing this for.
Yes, please.
Operation Welcome Home. It's a veterans resource network out of Morgantown, West Virginia. We found them year ago, and we did a fundraiser for them. A lot of people know the OD Green military patch and shirts that we did. That was for this.
There's a lot of people still salty
well.
that they don't have those.
And it's one of the most sought after patches that we have. But it's for this same group. We're hoping we can get a member from their organization there. As of right now, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. They had planned on it, but they've had some staffing issues and illnesses that have caused people to not be able to be at work. And the times we're in right now kind of mess that all over. But I hope somebody can make it. But regardless, I mean, it's going to a wonderful, wonderful group. And they do a lot.
They do a lot of work with employment resources for veterans and families, and getting veterans back to work when they come home, teaching them the skills that they need, helping them get ready and get back into the workforce.
Yep.
And they do so much good. And they don't just, win, show you how to make a resume and kick you on out, go get a job. They work with everybody. And if you go through and look at the stories that are on their site or the stories that they can tell you, they work hard with the veterans and help them find jobs, their families. They're trying to make sure that when you come back, you're not just left on the wayside to fend for yourself. You have a resource that you can go to get back to work.
Yep.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I hope everybody takes the time, and we need to make sure that we're telling that to people, and I'll make sure I forward that message here too, to remind people to pay attention, not just at the event, to actually take a few minutes out and pay attention to what where the resources and the proceeds are going to. Because I think if anything, that's the one thing that I think we fail at sometimes at our events when we do raise money for a specific cause, is that not enough sometimes focus is put on the sponsor or the person that's receiving the funds for the event. So we'll make sure we.
Yeah, it's not about the patches. It's not about the meats. It's about the organizations that we're supporting.
ECM, what's right behind their heads there? ECM 2021, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. I can't say much more, man. I will see you guys in just a couple of days.
Come see us.
And if you're if you're still debating whether or not you want to be there, stop it. Just be there. Get there.
If you're wondering whether or not you need to be there, you just need to be there, because you're going to regret it.
You will.
Wait till you hear the stories.
You will. Parkersburg, West Virginia, this Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Be there for ECM 2021, guys. Thanks so much, Jake.
Thanks, real quick.
Yeah.
Sunday, there are a few guys Sunday after everybody gets done having breakfast and stuff. If anybody's interested and has the time, there are a bunch of guys that are thinking about going down to the Mothman statue at Point Pleasant. It is 45 minutes ish away, but I mean, it's kind of cool.
Okay. That won't be me, but hey. All right. Invitation has been extended. Larry and Jake, thanks so much for taking some time out with me tonight. And I will see you in a few days. Everybody else, be there. Let's go have some fun this weekend. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right, guys. Great interviews. I do apologize, Jake. I know your internet was doing a little bit of wonky stuff there intermittently, but the cool thing is where the video might have lagged a little bit, sometimes we get that, but the audio is still there and we can hear you strong, loud and clear. And so I just want to take a second here to revisit who the charity is focused on for this weekend. It is Welcome Home West Virginia. You can check them out at welcomehomewv.com. welcomehomewv.com. And honestly, guys, those of you who are watching right now, or if you're listening to this episode over the course of the next couple of days, I encourage you to take just a couple seconds. You're going to go out there and you're going to jump online and you're going to Google all sorts of crazy stuff over the next probably the next 48 hours, as we all do. You go out there and you just search things. And you search crazy things, stupid things, fun things. Give yourself a couple of minutes and research Welcome Home West Virginia. I did earlier today and read over some of the information on their website, and it's truly impressive what they do. And I'm honored to be able to be there to help in some small way, be it via attendance, donations, whatever it is we're going to do and take part in to help out Welcome Home West Virginia. So check them out, please, on their website. Just read a little bit about them, just so you know what you're going to go help out with. welcomehomewv.com. Also, on Facebook, I checked this out at their request, at the guy's request. On Facebook, you can go to the Facebook page of the band that's going to be there. Pretty cool stuff. They've got some videos on there, kind of old. The videos are a few years old. They don't really have anything super new on there that I saw. But Rocks, ROX, Band, then WV. Rocks, Band, WV on Facebook. Check those guys out as well. If you are looking for an all-natural beard oil that will not only tame your beard and coarse hairs, but make your beard soft and smell amazing, check out Pulpo Beard Oils. Veteran-owned and made for today's beards, Pulpo beard products combine the best beard ingredients on the market with incredible customer service to ensure your happiness. Whether you need beard wash, beard oil, beard balm, or some fun clothing, Pulpo is the place to go. Feel fresh, feel savage, feel confident with Pulpo Beard Oils. Go to Pulpo Beard Oils, that's Pulpo beardoils.com, and use the code The Heart of a Villain for a discount on your order. Okay, boys and girls. This has been a fun, impromptu, kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision to do this podcast episode tonight. I'm thankful for all of you guys being here. I love this stuff. It's just, I have so much fun doing it. I have so much fun interacting with you guys that are here live. This, as I say every time, this would not be here without you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. Real quick, just want to touch on a couple things. I will be recording both interviews for the documentary film that we're working on this weekend, and I will also be walking around at various points over the course of the weekend at ECM, trying to get some little interviews. You might see me in some corner doing some recording for the podcast. You see me there, and you're not too intoxicated, come on over. Maybe we can chit chat on air for a little bit, get some recording time in, and include you in the next podcast episode which will be 102, which will be coming out. I will publish that and go live with that after I get home from ECM. So it'll be either Sunday night or Monday night for episode 102. But just to keep you guys abreast of what that is. So just because of the timeliness of it and everything like that, that's why it's going to be delayed as well by a couple days. So Sunday or Monday. And then for episode 103, we'll be back on track Thursday night, the new night, Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central. So that's going to be the plan. Let's scroll into our calendar of events, guys. We just talked about this a few seconds ago. The old East Coast, if I can get my thing going here. There it is. The East Coast Meets, September 24th to the 26th. East Coast Meet, hosted by the Bearded Villains of West Virginia. Parkersburg, West Virginia. I'm not going to go into all the details because we just heard about it. This venue is off the... It's just crazy. It's crazy what this thing affords us. So I'm looking forward to it. If you're still debating it, I don't understand why. Be there. East Coast Meet, Parkersburg, West Virginia this weekend. Then October 8th and 9th, Bearded Villains Missouri Valley Beard Comp. It's benefiting Friends of Kids with Cancer. Friday, there's a meet and greet, silent auction, 50-50 raffle, all sorts of good stuff there. The Saturday at Tin Roof is the beard competition. So that's the Bearded Villains Missouri Valley Beard Competition, benefiting Friends of Kids with Cancer, October 8th and 9th. Then October 15th and 16th, as far as I know, is the Florida Summit, Pensacola Beach, maybe? Don't know. One of these days I'll figure out the details of this event, or maybe I won't. I think they're just trying to keep it secret. But October 15th and 16th, maybe the Florida Summit. Then that same weekend, October 15th through the 17th, the whole weekend, Poutine Fest, if I'm saying that right. Poutine Fest 2021, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Montreal, benefiting Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada. There's a meet and greet on the 15th, Poutine Fest on the 16th with a beard competition, poutine competition, a party. There's a goodbye breakfast on the 17th. Guys, they're going to have tattoos, barbers, raffles, all sorts of stuff going on that weekend. Plus, Captain Ron from Montreal. He's going to be cutting his beard. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So get a hold of the Montreal boys and go hang out there. Then October 23rd, the weekend of October 23rd, here in Northern Indiana for Ezra Crow's Halloween Havoc, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Northern Indiana. It benefits the Ronald McDonald Houses of Northern Indiana. There's going to be a beard competition. There's going to be a costume contest, other surprises going on, raffles, all sorts of good stuff, raising some good money for the Ronald McDonald Houses of Northern Indiana. We also are going to be asking that everybody that comes, please bring like one of those prepackaged containers that has like the prepackaged cookies, crackers, goldfish, whatever it is, so that we can give those away to the Ronald McDonald Houses as Halloween gifts to the kids. More information on that to come in the coming weeks. But October 23rd, Ezra Crow's Halloween Havoc in Northern Indiana and Valparaiso, Indiana, to be specific. Then October 30th, the Downtown Halloween Bash. Downtown Halloween Bash, hosted by the Rocket City Bearded Villains. They are also going to be having a beard competition, a costume contest, all sorts of other good stuff going on October 30th. So you've got two choices there, 2 weeks back to back, to have not only a beard competition, but also costume contests. What more could you ask for around Halloween time, guys? That one's October 30th, Downtown Halloween Bash, hosted by the Rocket City Bearded Villains. Then November, get my slide sheet out here. November 5th through the 7th, the Slugger City Bash, hosted by the Slugger City Bearded Villains in Louisiana, Kentucky. Wow, folks, it is late. I need my sleep, and I'm running on little. Try this again. This is what happens when you're trying to read too fast and you've got multiple states and locations listed in a piece of paper very small on your screen. Try this again. It's in Louisville, Kentucky, is the Slugger City Bash, hosted by the Slugger City Bearded Villains. That's November 5th through the 7th. I just got to get off this one. Then November 12th through the 14th, guys, Battle of the Beards 2021. Battle of the Beards 2021, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Southern Indiana. Always raises a great amount of money for a local veterans charity house. It's going to be a blast. I'm there. Why shouldn't you be there? Why? Because you got to come down and celebrate. It's going to be my birthday weekend. You got to come down and celebrate with me. That's November 13th, so come have fun. November 12th through the 14th, Battle of the Beards 2021, hosted by the Bearded Villains of Southern Indiana. That same weekend in Virginia, on November 13th, is Beards Away, hosted by the Virginia Bearded Villains. It's their 6th anniversary and beard competition at Bunker Brew Pub. At Bunker Brew Pub, that's where it all started, they say. 6th anniversary for the Bearded Villains in Virginia with Beards Away, November 13th. Then November 26th to the 28th is the Cajun Beard Bash. Cajun Beard Bash, hosted by the Louisiana Bearded Villains. It's the largest beard competition in the state of Louisiana. That's the Cajun Beard Bash, hosted by the Bearded Villains, Louisiana. There's going to be all sorts of stuff, beard competition, food, prizes, more than I can even name because I've never even been there for it before. But the Cajun Beard Bash, November 26th to the 28th. Guys, that's what I've got on my calendar right now. I did hear recently, if you were waiting to decide if you could go to Beardingham the first week of December, that tickets have sold out over in Central England. So congratulations to our Central England brothers and everybody that's organizing that event. Tickets sold out, so if you missed out, sucks, but they kind of warned you. They warned you that it would be limited. And if you don't have a ticket, you don't get in. So that is the way of things. All right, guys, you know what? It's going to wrap it up. It's going to wrap up episode 101. Episode 101 is going to be wrapped up. The new theme song. Love it. Thanks again, Jelly, for the great beats, for the great song. Guys, that's going to wrap up episode 101 of The Heart of a Villain. Remember, you can still buy those shirts, patches, pins, all the good stuff at theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. Theheartofavillain.simplecast.com. It's where you're also going to listen to all previous 100 episodes of this podcast. As I always say, guys, every week, I want to challenge you to be the villain that the world needs you to be, because the heart of a villain never stops beating. Guys, the most important few words I say every week, please remember them always. It's okay not to be okay. If you are hurting, please find a brother to talk to. Remember, it's okay not to be okay. So guys, for now, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of this week. I'll see you at ECM this weekend or sometime thereafter. Take care, guys. Stay safe.
From the start to the finish, go hard.